What up guys, this is AM Kid and this is episode 3 of my Ryu starter guide. In this video, I'll be covering Ryu's best pokes and their uses, and when and where to use fireballs. If you haven't seen the previous videos of the Ryu starter guide, I'll link to them below in the cards up top, so check them out after the video. Anyway, let's get started with our first lesson. Standing medium kick has excellent range, a decent startup, and it takes off a good amount of drive gauge. It's a button that can wear the opponent down on defense and control the space so they feel discouraged to move closer. In the corner, it provides pressure and locks them in. If they're on low health, this button pokes them at a distance while keeping you safe. This button does have its drawbacks though. If your opponent gets a read on when and where you like to use this button, they can drive impact through it since this move is not cancelable into any specials or drive impact. Using this button strategically will give your opponent more to think about, and you'll be able to use it to your advantage, such as walking or dashing forward when they're expecting the standing median kick. Or if you know they're awaiting with a preemptive drive impact, you can bait it out and counter DI back. The next move I like to use as a poke is a forward hard kick. The startup is a little bit slower than a standing median kick, but it reaches further and it's hit confirmable with OD Tatsu. However, if not spaced correctly, this move can be easily whiff punished. Just like the standing median kick, using this button predictably is dangerous as it can be drive impacted. Depending on your timing, your OD Tatsu cancellation might be able to break through the armor of the DI, but if it's too late, the opponent will get an air juggle instead of a crumple state. The next move that's useful in the neutral or for control is a standing hard punch. It moves Ryu forward for a pretty good reach, and is special cancelable and hit confirmable as well too. It also takes off half a drive gauge bar if blocked, so if you want to wear your opponent down and get them into burnout faster, this is the go-to move. It could also be cancelled into drive impact, so if your opponent decides to try and DI it, you can easily counter DI back on reaction. Lastly, I want to talk about when and where to use fireballs. Back in previous Street Fighter games, Ryu's fireball was like an extension of his buttons. If spaced correctly, you could throw fireballs close enough that the opponent can't react in time to block or jump over. But now with drive impact in the game, throwing fireballs in mid-range became way more risky. Opponents can drive impact on reaction, and since Ryu's fireball has a large recovery window, you'll most likely get hit. With that being said, my go-to strategy when I decide to take the risk and throw fireballs up close is pumping out jabs and fast recovery buttons to make opponents flinch into doing drive impact or jump. It could also help to mask when you're actually throwing a fireball, making it harder for your opponent to read your intentions. If you don't want to throw fireballs up close, you should throw them a little outside of mid-range. Varying the timing of your fireballs while whiffing buttons to fake movements can make your opponent jump. It also checks raw drive rush if your opponent gets aggressive and wants to close space. Always remember that if you're playing the fireball game, you will get jumped in on. It's important to pay attention to how your opponent is playing to get a better feel on where and how often to throw fireballs. Be confident and be conscious. A big part of fighting games is the strategy behind it. You can press all the right buttons and throw all the fireballs at the right ranges, but not developing a game plan behind it can hold you back. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, and if you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. I also stream live on Twitch if you want to catch me there. Thanks again for watching, so until next time, GG's, and I'll see you later. Peace!
Don't turn back, I ain't leaving alone. You feel that? I feel that. Yeah. You electrify me when you exercise me. Will you take me to a place I've never been?